Okay, so
Uh, Good afternoon, all of you, once again. Welcome back to the class. In the previous session, we were discussing about the poem. We have already talked about the poet Robert Frost. The full name of this person is Robert Lee Frost. Uh, he lived for 89 years. Uh, he was born in 1874 and died in 1963. Uh, Born in USA, San Francisco, California, and died also in USA, Boston, Massachusetts. He is also called the Poet of America. All these things have already been discussed. We have also discussed the rhyme scheme of the poem. A regular rhyme scheme is there in the poem. A, B, A, B. Similarly, other stanzas are also like this only. Four stanzas are there containing 5 lines each. So total 20 lines are there in this poem. We were discussing the first line. Let's continue with the first line only. So in the first line, we were discussing about the roads. There were two roads in front of the poet. The poet was at this point, and there were two roads. The poet was confused whether to take the first road or second, but he cannot make the choice quickly. Before making the choice, he was thinking. He had to think a lot. So this is the poem. Uh, we were also discussing that there are yellow wood, yellow trees. Uh, Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. Yellow wood here means yellow leaves. The trees have yellow leaves. Here, yellow shows something. Yellow is the symbol. Yellow shows autumn season. This also shows a new life, a new phase of life. Or you can also show uh, that you can also assume that it is a hope. So there are two different hopes at two different sides, right? Two different lives, two different hopes are there. The poet is taking the example of a natural scenery to give us a very important message. He is taking the help of two roads, but actually he does not want to mention or talk about two roads only. At every point of life, we don't have two choices, we have many choices. And our choices, our decisions will be affected by our circumstances, by our willpower, by our ability, by our what you say decisions you want to have in your life. So all these things will be the factors are the factors which will be responsible for your decision. So two roads diverged in a yellow wood, in a yellow jungle. Wood here means forest or a jungle. In the first line only we have two symbols. One is road. Road is used as a metaphor for life, for choice, and yellow is used as a symbol for new life, new beginning. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. He stops there. He is confused whether to go to left side or right side, but he cannot go to both the sides because he is the only traveler. There are no two travelers. He is the only one person. Children, the same thing is applicable on everybody's life also. In life, you have to walk alone. Of course, your parents are there with you, your relatives are there, your friends are there. They are there to guide you, they are there to help you, they are there to give you a lot of suggestions. They can give you a wise advice also. Good suggestions can be given, but ultimately the decision has to be taken by you, because your life, this is your life and you have to choose a way for your life. uh, he is the only traveler who is passing from there, and it is morning time. The poet has used this thing very cleverly. He has used the time of morning. Children, morning, morning again. Morning again is new phase of life. Or you can say first part of a day. First part of a day, I have already told you how season is connected to days and how days are connected to life. Morning is equal to childhood. Childhood is equal to the first phase of life. So morning here suggests so many things. Morning shows the first phase of life. So every day you have morning. Every day you have a new beginning. It depends on you what type of decision you have, what type of life you want to have. You are always one step away from a totally different life. This is the theme of this poem. This is the message conveyed by Robert Frost in this poem, that you are always one step away from a totally different life, from a hopeless life to an amazing life. There is only one choice, whether you want to come out of the comfort zone or you want to be in the comfort zone. It all depends on you. Children, there are 24 hours in a day. 365 days are there in a year, and it is equal for everyone. Even a loser or a failure, he has got the same amount of time and same number of days. And a successful person who has become a legend in his life, he also has same amount of time and same number of days in a year, but the difference lies in the choices. The difference lies in the steps taken by a person. One person is sleeping till 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, and one person is getting up early at 5 o'clock. It all makes a big difference. It all depends on your choice. Every point of time you have a choice to make. Whatever choice you make will decide the course of your life also. Children, this I always tell my friends, my children also, that 5 a.m. this time is very important. Children, I am also not an early riser. I am not able to get up at 5 a.m. I get up at 6, 7, sometimes 8 a.m. also. But this is a magical time. This time is very special. 5 a.m. This time will make you a special person. This time can make you a legend. It is said 5 a.m. is time when legends are getting up or either they are going to sleep. Have you understood my point? A person who is working very hard, he will either get up at 5 a.m. or he will work throughout the night and go to sleep at 5 a.m. So this is a popular saying, 5 a.m. legends are either going to sleep or they are getting up of bed, out of bed. So this time is very important. If you are getting up at 5 a.m., you are already ahead of a person who is getting up at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. You have already got 6, 7 hours extra than that person. So it all depends on your choice, whether you want to get up at 5 a.m. or whether you want to sleep till 11 or 12 o'clock. This is the difference. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. And sorry, the poet is feeling sorry. Why he is feeling sorry? Because he is the only traveler. Roads are two, more than two, but he cannot walk on both the roads. He can walk on only one road. So that's why he is feeling sorry that he could not travel both the roads. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. And sorry, I could not travel both. So he was the only traveler. He could travel only one road, only single road. So out of two, he had to make a choice. He had only one choice, whether to go to left side or whether to go to right side. I hope the first two lines are clear to you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
They are very simple. The lines are very simple. The whole poem is very simple. In the whole, at the end of the poem, you will see there is nothing in the poem. That one traveler is going, he reaches a point, two roads are there. He thinks for a lot of time and then he takes one road and goes. That's all. This is all about the poem. This is all there in the poem. But if you go deep into the poem, this is the beauty of this writer. This is the beauty of this poem. if you go deep into the poem, if you try to see the hidden meaning, if you try to understand the symbols, if you try to interpret the imagery used in the poem, you will find out this poem is such a beautiful poem. It has got such a deep message to give to the reader. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, and be one traveler means he was a single person and he cannot go on both the paths. That's why he's feeling sorry. Actually, he wanted to go on both the paths. In our life also, this thing happens. We want to have all the things in our life, but all the things cannot be taken by us. We have to make a choice, right? It all depends whether to have the first thing or the second. You cannot have both the things. Two roads diverged in yellow wood. Sorry, I could not travel both and be one traveler. Now, long I stood. Children, in this line, I mean, in the last part of the third line, what happens in this part of this line? The person, I mean, the poet, the traveler, he starts thinking. He starts thinking, thinking, and thinking. What is he thinking? Whether to take the first road or the second. But before that, he's looking at the pros and cons of both the roads. When I say pros and cons, mean benefits and harms of first road, benefits and harms of the second road. So he is thinking, thinking, and thinking, because he knew very well, right? He knew very well that whatever road he is going to choose will change the whole life, will change his whole life. Children, I forgot to tell you, this poem is also written in first person narrative. Okay, first person pronoun. How it is written in first person pronoun? Because the pronoun I is used. The pronoun I is used. The I is used for the poet. And who is the poet in this poem? The traveler. The traveler is telling his own story. Okay, the character is the poet. The character is the narrator in the story. That's why you can say that this poem is written in first person pronoun. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. So this is very much clear that he cannot be the traveler on both the roads. He has to go on one road only. Long I stood. Long I stood means the traveler is thinking, thinking, and thinking. He is thinking deeply. He is thinking very deeply. And looked down. Looked down means looked carefully. Looked carefully at the road. Children here, looked carefully at the road means he is, he's comparing this thing with life also. In life also, you have to take so many decisions, and your decisions will make a big difference in your life. So what you people do? You think, or you postpone that decision to next day or some more days. What will happen in these days? You will be able to think. You will get some time to think. You will get some time to look at the benefits and the harms of that situation. I have already given you one example. When you passed your 10th class, you had the choice whether to take medical, non-medical, commerce, or arts. After plus 2 also, you will have a choice. After you finish your college, then also you have a choice whether to have a business, whether you have a job, or whether you want to go abroad, or you want to continue your studies. There also you have a choice. And after you get a job, after your life is settled, then your parents will look for a suitable match for you. There also you have a big choice, because that will make a big difference. And this is how life continues. What the poet wants to say, that at every stage of life, you have some type of choice. That choice had to be done very carefully, because in movies you get a second chance, you get third chance. You actors have the retake. They can do the action. They can do the scene again. But in real life, this thing never happens. Life never gives us a second chance. So it's better to take the decision very wisely. You can take the suggestion. That's okay. That's not a bad idea. You can take the advice of your elders, your teachers, anybody. But ultimately, it's your life. You have to walk. You have to take your decisions. Now you are in 12th class. After 12th class, you will be completing your 18 years. It means you will be mature enough to take your own decisions. You will get a voter ID card also. It means you will have the right to vote. When you have the right to vote, it means you are making your decision, an important decision in making the government of the state, government of the country. So it's better you become wise. Children, I sometimes I ask the children, what do you want to do in your life? What do you want to become in your life? They are confused. I mean, they are in plus two class and they don't know what do they want to do in their life. It means you are not thinking seriously about your life. It means you are not worried about the choices which you are going to make in your life. So it's better you decide something for yourself so that you can make an important decision in your life, and that decision can make your life more beautiful. Let's continue. Long I stood and looked down. Looked down means look down at the road. He is looking at both the roads very carefully. Now, a person may ask, what is there to look at the road? Now, what he is looking at the road? He is looking whether the first road is much used by the people or the second road is much used by the people. Maybe both the roads are equally used by the people. Maybe one road is most used by the people and the other road is not used by anybody. So this can be the case. So we have to see. The poet is looking at this thing only, which road is less traveled by and which road is more traveled by. So this is what the poet is looking. And now we will come to know when he looks at the road deeply. So he's thinking. Here, road shows choice. Road shows important decision of life. Long I stood and looked down one. One mean one road. Now he's looking at one road. He's looking at the first life, whether this road is good for him or the other road. Presently, he is looking at first road only. He is looking at first road means he is thinking very deeply about the first choice. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could. As far as I could mean till the spot where the road is not seen. When you look at the road, there will be one point where you cannot see beyond that. So he is looking at the road to the farthermost point. It means he is looking at all the things associated with that choice, right? All the good things and all the negative things, or all the possible things which are related to the first choice. He's thinking very deeply. He's looking at the road to the farthermost point. It means he's thinking about the first road. He's thinking about the first type of life. He's thinking about the first type of choice very deeply. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent. Where it means bent. It means road. Road is going somewhere, and after some time that road is also bending to some other what do you say side, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Undergrowth mean that that road became hidden. Undergrowth mean growth of trees and bushes. There were so many trees and so many bushes, so many herbs. You must have studied all these things in science also. Herbs are very small plants like grass. Then shrubs are bigger ones. Then trees are the biggest plants, very big plant. So there is an undergrowth of trees, herbs, shrubs. So the road goes there. The first road disappears into another jungle. Now this jungle also shows confusion. I mean, whenever you make choice, I mean, the result is not clear from that choice. The result will be clear only when you walk on that journey. Slowly, the path will be clear to you. The whole road will never be shown to you by anybody. Only the beginning or some part of the road will be shown to you. Maybe the traveler is thinking he will take the first road and he might be lost in the jungle. Maybe the road is closed, but he never knows. He has to walk on that road to see whether the road is clear or the weather or whether or the road is closed on that side. But the thing is, he cannot come to know till the time he does not walk on that road. Have you got my point, children?
Yes, sir.
So he, in the first stanza, the poet reaches a certain point and he is confused whether to take the first road or second. But now in the first stanza, he is thinking about the first road only. Maybe it's possible that the road continues, or maybe it's possible the road is closed, or maybe it's possible that after some time the road is divided again, or maybe the road has so many other roads further. So it is not clear from here, from this point it is not clear, because the road goes somewhere, but after some distance the road is not clear. Similarly, in our life, when we take decision, we always take a decision with some hope, but maybe that road is good for us, maybe that road may not be good for us. Both the possibilities are there, or maybe many more possibilities are there. You never know what will happen in your life. So this type of situation is there. He is standing at one point, he can look at the first road. So children, in the first stanza, the poet is talking about the first road only. He sees two roads, but he cannot travel on both the roads. So he uh, looks at both the roads very carefully. In the first stanza, he talks about only the first road. Let's talk about the second stanza. Let's see what happens in second stanza.
Excuse me, sir.
Two roads dive. Yes.
Sir, 9 minutes are left.
Okay. Let's finish two more lines from second stanza. Then we'll continue with the continue in the third lecture. I mean, tomorrow again I will have two classes. In those two classes, I'll finish the poem. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other. Children, in the first stanza, the poet has looked at the first road only. In the second stanza, he is looking at the other road. I mean, he's looking at the attractions which are there in the other road. Then took the other. Now the poet is looking at the other side of the road. He has already looked at the first side of the road, but he is not very much sure whether the road will take him to his destination, or he will be lost in that road. It is not clear. Now he is looking at the second option. He is looking at the second road. Then took the other. Now he is looking deeply. He is thinking deeply. He is thinking very patiently about the second choice. Then took the other, as just as fair. Now, children, the second road is also looking equally attractive. The first road is very attractive. The second road is also looking equally attractive. He wants to travel on the second road. Children, till now he has not taken any decision, but he liked the first road. But before going on the first road, he looked at the second road. Now the second road is also looking equally interesting, equally attractive. then took the other as just as fair. So the second road is also looking equally attractive. The other road also looked good and comfortable and easy. The other road is also looking very comfortable. The first is also like that. But the thing is, again, I have told you, there is only one traveler. He cannot travel on both the roads. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps, and having perhaps, having perhaps means seem to have better appeal. Now the second road is looking more appealing to him. He is more interested in the second road. Maybe he is getting beauty. He is looking at the beautiful flowers or the beautiful leaves, or there is a lot of greenery. Something can be there, right? Something can be there. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim. Better claim mean better attraction than the first road. Now the second road is looking more attractive to him than the first road. Children, actually both the roads are same only. There is equal growth of trees, equal growth of flowers, leaves. Everything is equal in both the roads, but still the poet is confused whether to take the first road or to take the second road, because now the second road is looking more attractive to the poet. And then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim. The second road is looking more attractive. Just remember, children, he is just thinking. Everything is going on in his mind. He has not taken any decision so far. He will take the decision in the third stanza. Then in the fourth stanza, he will talk about his future also, right? Everything is unclear in this poem. Nothing is clear in this poem. Everything is going in the mind. But one thing is there. One thing is certain, that we get a very good idea of the life from this poem. Our life is also very much like this only. Then took the other side as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy. It means second road. It was grassy means that it was covered with lot of grass. It was covered with lot of leaves. Children, here one more poetic technique is used. Here the technique of personification is used. What is the meaning of personification? Personification means when you give human characteristics to non-human beings. When you start calling the mountains as he or she, when you start using the word she for rivers or other things, other non-living or animals, then you are personifying the thing. Here the road has been personified. No doubt the poet is using the word it only, but how the road is personified, because you can see the word wanted wear. Wanted, I mean, human beings can want. Road cannot want anything. Road cannot have any wish. Road cannot talk. Road cannot think. Now here the poet is saying it wanted wear. It means the road wanted. How can road want anything? Road cannot want anything, because the road does not have any mind. The road cannot think, right? Road cannot wish. Here the road has been personified, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Wanted wear means the road wanted that it should be used by the travelers. It is, I have told you, it's morning time. The road is not used by anybody. At night, it was okay. In the morning, the travelers will come and walk there. But so far, nobody has come there. It's morning time. Because it was grassy and wanted wear. Wanted wear mean it was not much used by the traveler. The road wanted itself to be used by the traveler. Now the technique of personification. Yes.
Sir, 2 minutes are left.
Okay, Shweta, in 2 minutes I'll finish this stanza. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there mean that the second road is not used by. so far as the use of that road is concerned. The first road was also not used by anybody so far. The second road was also not used by anybody so far. Why? How it is clear? Because there was a lot of grass on that road. There were so many leaves on that road. The leaves were not crushed by anybody. When the travelers are walking from that road, obviously the leaves will be crushed by the footsteps of the travelers. But on both the roads, we can see fresh leaves. It means both the leaves are not walked by the people so far. Both the roads are new. New life is there. Though as for that, the passing there means passing from that road is there, had warned them really about the same. Warned them means used them. Them here means two roads. Now the two roads are used equally. It means they are not used by the travelers so far. It's morning time. The travelers will come. Both the roads are looking equally beautiful, and both the roads are not used by the travelers so far. Had warned them really about the same. So they were broken to the same extent. They were looking attractive to the same extent. So they both the roads were looking same. Both the roads were looking attractive. So children, I hope the second stanza is clear to you.
Yes, sir.
In the first stanza, children, the poet has described the first road. In the second stanza, the poet has described the second road. And at the end of second stanza, we come to know both the roads look equally attractive. Both the roads need to be worn by the traveler, need to be used by the traveler. We'll continue with